Hi, I'm Becky Walsh. Have you ever had that feeling of, I'm just not good enough? And then you kind of think, well, actually good enough for what? But it's not about adapting the feeling of I'm not good enough to a situation. It's like an underlining feeling, like the minor chord in a Coldplay song. It's that sense of it's always there, it's always with me, this belief deep inside that there's something missing, that I'm not good enough, that somehow, somewhere in me, just me, nobody else, I'm fundamentally flawed. Well, this is something that clients come to me with, and it's like sort of saying, I would do particular things with my life, but I can't until this feeling goes away. So they want me to come with my magic wand, and I do own one, and say, take this feeling of I'm not good enough away. And the only real way to be able to get to that feeling of I'm not good enough and take it away, you're going to be chasing yourself, because it's the belief that you're not good enough that is trying to fix the feeling of not being good enough. So the minute you even start to think about trying to fix yourself, you're buying into the problem. So it's a little bit like being unhappy about being unhappy. That's twice the amount of unhappiness. So if you feel I'm not good enough, and then you think, well, I need to fix the fact that I'm not good enough, that's twice the amount of ungood enough that you need. So the only way to really fix it is to go, I'm all right with not being good enough. That's fine. I'll just be not good enough then. And then your brain goes, what? And because it can't go down the rabbit hole of connecting thoughts together in a chain into I'm not good enough, I'm going to die alone in a cave smelling of cat's wee. Awful. It doesn't create any more links that lead to this sense of isolation or alone or abandonment. So all that happens when you go, I'm not good enough, and that's, yeah, well, I'm not good enough, and I'm all right with that. Yeah, I'm not good enough. What are you going to do about it? Not good enough. Okay, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. 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 Then suddenly the brain goes, oh, all right, well, we've got no fight here. So there's no chemicals that can come up in our brain where we feel that we're not good enough, and then we get a chemical rush in our heads that kind of like go, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh no, now I've got something to fix and something to fight against. Because when we have that acceptance, we can actually suddenly start to look at the ways in which we are good enough. They suddenly start to get the opportunity to float for the surface. Because wherever you're putting your attention, wherever your attention goes, then your energy flows and it gets bigger, just gets bigger. So if you switch your attention from I'm not good enough to, let's look at the ways in which I am good enough. Let's look at the other stuff. And I'm not talking about positive thinking. I'm talking about thoroughly accepting the fact that you are not good enough. Yeah, you're not good enough. Okay, great. All right, so now you've parked that and stopped trying to fix it, you can actually get on with all of the stuff that you were trying to do that you weren't doing because you were procrastinating, because you were waiting to feel good enough. If you then go, well, I'm not going to feel good enough, so I don't need to wait to feel good enough, so I just need to cracky on then and get on with what I'm doing. And then suddenly we get the sense of proof that we are good enough, because we start to make changes and things work and things flow and energy comes where there wasn't energy before, because there was only exhaustion from trying to feel enough. Suddenly you've got all of that energy and all of that creativity and all of that flow. And another way of doing it is to actually get to a point where you've had enough with not being enough. I've had enough with not being enough. I've had enough with this. I've had enough with thinking like this. And actually that anger at yourself can be a very positive thing. To get really angry with the fact that you feel like this. I'm really annoyed with myself for this. I'm so fucking annoyed. That you actually then go, right, if I really feel like that, then I'm going to go on to the next thing. And I'm going to be like, right, I'm really angry. So I'm going to direct my anger into passion. And I'm going to do the thing that I said I was going to do, because I'm so angry with just sitting and worrying and trying to fix this and reading half a dozen self-help books and watching particular inspirational things on podcasts, on YouTube, on blah, blah, blah. And you actually go, right, done with procrastinating, not feeling enough. and I'm actually going to put my feelings into action, gonna get angry, gonna get with it, gonna move forward into the next thing. Because you are enough. You've always been enough. You've always been enough. You have always been enough. And the things that you want to do that are outside of your expertise, life experience, yeah, you're not good enough for them because you haven't done it yet. How are you supposed to feel good enough for something that you've never experienced? And don't go looking at what somebody else is doing on Facebook or Instagram or wherever and go, oh, if I was like them, then I would feel good enough and I'd be doing all of this stuff, because you have not walked the path that they walked. You have absolutely no idea what hell they were cast into in order to be coming out so strong. So what you need to really do is come from exactly where you are and build. Not from where you want to be, not from where you should be, but from where you are and build. That way, you're going to end up building castles before you know it.